I got the idea that I'd make a truck. I've been seeing everybody online in different woodworking shops that are making trucks and cars and all kinds of toys and that kind of thing for Christmas, I imagine, or just for the hobbyists that like to collect those kinds of things. So I thought I'd give it a try. Now I've cut the wheels out as you saw earlier in the video. Now I'm working on the side panels. It's not as easy as you would think, but I think since I've built this truck, I think that I can come up with a method that's more simplified than what I'm showing you in this video. And if I decide to, maybe I'll make another video showing you a more simpler method. But first I come up with the wheels, like I said, and then I come up with the quarter panels. And actually the bed, that's what I'm working on now, the bed of the truck. And we're basically just making boxes. And this will be the cab and the front fenders. And like I said, this is going to be just basically a box. Now I created what would be the back window situation, and I'm just attaching these fenders or sides to that back window. And here I'll just install what would be a hood for the engine. And it's as simple as that. I'm gluing and brad nailing these together because I believe that's all that we'll need for the majority of this build, except for when I join the bed and the cab together, I'll use screws for that. I'll glue it and screw it to make sure we've got a secure joint that won't come apart. Now here you can see I'm adding the side windows to the cab. Once again, just gluing and brad nailing those into position. Now I made these all in like separate little pieces or small pieces, and I could probably get away with making less pieces and more unified components to this project. This isn't the first time that I've made a toy on this channel, but it's been quite a while. And I kind of got the bug from looking at other channels. Now I'm making the bed of the truck here. And like I said before, it's just a box. And you see those arches are actually for the wheels. Trying to make sure I get those pieces flush before I brad nail them into place. I do use clamps, as you see here, after I glue and brad nail the pieces into place. I figured it would be best to give them a good secure connection by adding pressure to the glue joints. And here we have the two components, the bed and the cab, and I'll attach those two pieces together like I aforementioned. I'll add some glue to both pieces. And then secure the pieces with brad nails at first to hold them in place. Now I'll drill and screw the two pieces together for a more secure joint. I'm just using drywall screws because they're pretty handy. I use a file to make sure that there's no protruding screw tips or brads protruding through the wood. Wouldn't want this truck to cause injury, especially if it goes to a young one. Now I'm going to add the grill. And it's the same as before, I'll just add glue and brad nail it into place. It's a bit of a snug fit, so I'll give it a few taps with the hammer and make sure it's seated properly so that there's no protruding edges and everything's nice and flush. Now I'll add the brad nails. You can see I clamped that into place to hold everything in position, and then adding the brad nails will lock it into position for a more permanent fit. Be sure to hit the like button. And if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified for future videos. And make sure to hit the like button as well if you like this video. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but it helps the channel. It lets the algorithms know that this channel is worth checking out. I'm installing what would be known as the frame, I guess, on a real truck. I'm putting this in on two separate pieces. For future builds, I think I would make this a one-piece frame unit, as well as having the side panels one piece as well, with the windshield included on the side panels as one piece. Well, I've got templates for that now, so I can just duplicate it. I say that the next time will be a one-piece frame unit because I think that the one-piece frame unit would be much stronger than having two separate pieces like this. Even though I have it screwed, the bed and the cab together, I still think that there could be some weakness. Let's say some youngster decided they wanted to sit on this. That wouldn't be good for that joint, I don't believe. I do believe the body and the frame is just about wrapped up. I'll throw in a few more brad nails here to finish up that spot. And now it's time to add the, I guess you would say, suspension that will hold the axle and wheels. And these are just made from 2x4s, and I cut 45s on them. And I'll nail these in position. As you can see, I was drilling out a hole for the axle. The axle is a 3/8 rod, and it's actually a hardwood. The rest of the truck is made from pine, and I believe the suspensions, these pieces are made from cedar, but they're pretty dense. I'm just gluing these on. I have positions marked, which should center the axle position. And I'm using CA glue and PVA glue so that I can get a fast set on these pieces. And there you have it, they're on. Put a little weight on them and give them a few minutes. Now I can add the wheels. Like I said, the axles are hardwood. They're maple or hickory. I'm not sure which. I can't remember. But and then wheels are made from pine. The wheels are 3.5-inch diameter wheels cut with a hole saw. I didn't show that portion of the video, but that's what I did to get the wheels. Now, even though I've glued those suspension pieces on, I'm going to drill and screw these in place so that they'll be secure. I'm just using a standard stainless screw with a Phillips head. But this should work really good. Shouldn't have any problem out of that. And as you can see, it's all completed. Except for the additional side panels that I added, I wanted it to be just a bit wider and give it a little bit more flair. And I think I accomplished that. I think it looks a lot better being a little bit wider. Now for some quick sanding. Not sure how I'm planning on finishing this yet, but I'll probably use either a wax oil or a shellac, something safe. There you have it. The truck is completed. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've ever built a truck like this or any kind of toys, give me some ideas. Thanks for watching.